But everybody is not in yet, still. Yeah, so get everybody in and maybe Zoom a bit first half an hour.
Hallå, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kanske räcker så här. Det är ganska...
Hörs det här? Ja, det gör det också. Okej. Dear honored audience, we are so happy to have you here, and we apologize again, once again, we apologize that we are late to start this event, but we are on the subject now, and we are extremely happy that we have been having this tour this summer, and then here comes Per Hegelund, whose idea it all was. All the glory to Per Hegelund, who started this idea about the Baltic Sea tour.
And so Falk, who isn't here right now, I don't think.
Unfortunately, Falk has been on the tour in 8 countries already, and he needs a break today. But we will honor him with applause too. Falk Bayer from Germany, unbelievable man. And we have had the honor to be partners of the Baltic Sea tour. And this is the organization called Baltic Sea Region Radioactivity Watch that has been the partner, and this organization is very new. It is not even a year old, so we will have our first birthday soon. And the chair of this organization is Roland von Malvar, and he could probably say a couple of words.
Well, since I'm a chairman of the Swedish region, I'm going to see that at least a summary in Swedish will be there. Jag kommer att se till att jag får sammanfattning på svenska, för det är trots allt den svenska opinionen som nu behöver nås. De andra, våra utländska gäster, har oftast en bättre situation.
Anyway, I suggest we raise hands.
No,
No, question.
Look here.
Who doesn't understand English? Vem förstår inte engelska?
Look here, I've gone to British school, and I had to ask our last seminar, does underpin mean to support or counteract? And the person who had said we needed no translation said it's to counteract. No, it's support. And also these short förkortningarna är svåra. If one makes a small summary, then one wakes up and gets back to the line. There are always
we will do that. Just to know. Vem förstår inte engelska? Finns det någon som... Okej.
Bra.
Vi har en person.
One honest soul.
One honest soul. Great. So we will try to do it. We will really try. But
Can I say something?
It's not easy.
A lot of people understand English, but they don't understand this language in English, because this is a technical language.
that problem will be
For
hard to
people who are
bypass.
experts on this area.
I have
And
a
they-
suggestion.
People don't
Raise your hand. Anytime it goes too quick in English, raise your hand.
Yeah.
You don't even have to
Definitely.
answer the question, just raise your hand.
Or ask when a word
Then
is
explain it or translate
it's
it.
necessary to be translated.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Nothing else you would like to say? Okay. And then we have Andrei Ozarovsky from Russia, who has been on the tour in several places. As the tour has already been in 8 countries, he could give some response on how it went.
I can tell you that the info tour really, well, so far we still have 2 stops to go in Finland. We did something, and talking about my country, we have only 1 stop, unfortunately, only in St. Petersburg, which is a subject of, what will it give that and show some slides from St. Petersburg, probably make fun for you, because we did the same like we did yesterday. We walked through streets and spreading leaflets, and the only one difference was that in Russia it's not quite legal. So just making spontaneous rally and leaflet distribution. Oh, you can see that. Then why don't you press the button so to see other slides? Press go button in the middle. Yeah, this one. No. Here. Another one. This one. Thank you. So that's how it works. We went to the main touristic street. We did not inform police. We have 4 or 5 people like that with like anti-nuclear sandwiches. The message said no nuclear-free Baltics and no new nuclear power plants on the Baltics. So we accepted, and we like the slogan of Baltic Sea anti-nuclear tour. Baltic Shell became a nuclear-free region. Oh, you say the Queen. That's Queen Ekaterina the Great. She was also interested. So we did something, and we like this idea because we do need international solidarity, because the global nuclear industry is international, so we need to fight it together. And one of the most dangerous projects is to build 4 more reactors next to St. Petersburg, in 5 kilometers from Stockholm. And Russian energy... 500? Was I wrong? Thank you for listening to me. So it's about 500 kilometers. And the problem is that the Russian energy officials said that it's for export. And when we asked to export where, guess where? They say to Scandinavia.
Oh.
What is Scandinavia? So probably joint efforts of people like we are and some other people can really help us to achieve the aim to have Baltic free of any nuclear activity, military, civilian, whatever. So we are for nuclear-free Baltics. Thank you.
Wonderful. So we are. I'll just introduce you also to the fabulous economist, Åke Sundström, who is Kassar of Baltic Sea Region Radioactivity Watch, and the address of our organization goes to him. So if you send letters to Baltic Sea Region Radioactivity Watch, this is the person who will take the first look at them. Could you say a couple of words, please?
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm most fabulous, but I'm one of the few honest ones. That's the difference.
It is on. Just
Is it
a
on?
bit
Is it
closer.
on? Okay. So basically it's very simple what I have to say, but it's controversial, highly controversial. Because the truth is always dangerous to a lot of people. I'll come back to that later. Okay?
Yeah? Åke Sundström will be giving a presentation about the illusion of economical budget of the industry. Absolutely, in a quarter of an hour. And here is Seni from Finland. Could you please give a word about how it started, Baltic Sea Tour, and how how are you doing there? You have a big and growing system of activism right now.
Yeah, I'm Senni, I'm from Oulu and taking part to this Baltic Sea Info Tour. I haven't been in many stops because of my other duties during the summer, but yeah, people have been organizing a lot of stops. In Finland there are, I think, there are 4 stops. It's because we are really angry in Finland and really ashamed of the things that are happening near the Baltic Sea. Yeah, but I think the best thing in this Baltic Sea thing is that we are connecting people. We are connecting the activists in this area. Even I haven't been in, I have been in few stops, and I know a lot more about how the nuclear activism or anti-nuclear activism is doing in this area. And as Andre said, it's really important for us to do these things together. It's not about only the Finnish problems. Our problems are everybody else's problems, and we should really pay attention to how the nuclear industry is using this sea, because it's not who are polluting, it's an industry, and it's a big industry.
Something else. Thank you. And then we have Professor Georgi Fyodorovich Lepin from Belarus, who also will be giving his presentation in a minute. But and Andre maybe will help him to translate. Could you just give an idea about how activism is in Belarus? And how do you work with activists, Professor?
В Беларуси сегодня нет атомных станций.
We do not have nuclear power plants in Belarus today.
Но наше правительство затеяло строительство атомной станции.
But the government tries to start the construction of nuclear power plant.
Население Беларуси против этого строительства, и у нас создана инициативная группа, которая занимается информированием населения и анализом всех предложений, которые вносит правительство.
The population is against the construction of nuclear power plant, and we do have an initiative group. Can I add? It's called Anti-Nuclear Campaign of Belarus, which takes the lead of an anti-nuclear resistance, informs people about the danger of nuclear energy, and lobby to the government to stop this project.
В эту группу, активную группу экспертов, вошли и ученые, и общественные деятели. Группа очень активная и очень ответственная.
That's an active and responsible group. We have scientists in this group, we have public leaders in this group.
Когда правительство выдало обоснование строительства этой станции, наша группа провела экспертизу и сформулировала свои замечания.
When the government make environmental impact assessment of the project, our group was able to create a document with critics of that. So we have our notes and critics in written.
Кстати, в эту группу вошли не только представители Беларуси, но и представители России. Вот один из них сидит рядом со мной.
And it's not only Belarusian project, we have international participants, including people from Russia, your humble interpreter.
Анализ документов, представленных правительством, привел нас к выводу, что это совершенно бестолковые, безграмотные, безответственные документы.
We made analysis of official environmental impact assessment, and we come to conclusion that the documents are irresponsible and even illiterate.
Вот эти замечания были сформулированы и представлены в виде критики этих документов.
So we put all our conclusions together and we published the critics of official environmental impact assessment. So we have this document, and it's available in English, by the way, from the website of Belarusian anti-nuclear campaign.
Эти материалы представлены в интернете. Так вот, когда мы пытались обсудить эти вопросы в Беларуси на общественных слушаниях, представили туда материалы нашей критики. Вот, в частности, материалы были представлены моим соседом Андреем. Так вот, правительство предприняло все меры для того, чтобы не допустить обсуждения этих материалов.
So we tried to participate in official public hearings, and we brought our critical materials, this critical assessment there, but the organizers, the government, tries to prevent us from publishing that and from bringing this critic in public.
Эти документы представляли собой естественное воздействие общественности на принятие решения.
So with these documents we try to make impact try to take part in environmental decision making.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Leppin. Could Per Hegelund give his opinion, because he has been almost in the whole tour?
Yes. Per Hegelund from Copenhagen. I lived in Sweden for more than 20 years, so therefore I'm mostly organized in Sweden with Swedish organizations, and also in Denmark we don't have nuclear power, so it's quite logical for me to be engaged with Sweden, since Sweden has more nuclear power plants per capita than any other country in the world. Sweden also. I painted this banner here. Normally, but not today. Normally I speak about the Baltic Sea and the radioactivity in the Baltic Sea, which is the most radioactive sea in the world. And the fact is, it's a sad fact, but it's nevertheless the truth, that Sweden pollutes routinely every day the sea 100,000 times more than the Russian reactors at the Baltic Sea. This will come as a big surprise to any Swedish media or any Swedish people, because of course they think with their technological knowledge they would have the cleanest nuclear power in the world and the safest nuclear power in the world. But the fact is they pollute 100,000 times more than the Russian reactors at the Baltic Sea.
Per, could you please tell about how it was in Belarus, how it was in Riga?
Yes,
how it was in your experience?
I would like to do that. For instance, this professor that just spoke in Belarusian, I met him already before we came to Belarus. I was in Belarus too. I met him in Riga. And it was a big surprise to me that an old professor, excuse me, but it's also a fact.
A professor in his best years.
Professor Emeritus, I would call him. But that he is more radical than young people in Belarus and in Sweden and so on. Maybe it's because he's old, he's not afraid for his own life anymore. I have the greatest respect for him. Fortunately, the participants in this tour have been young people, much younger than me. I'm also, next year I'll be 60 years old.
And all the honor to the improvising theatre group from Finland, who have not here, but we have to show them really. They are.
You'll see them before we're finished. Some really young activists from Finland. And today I want to make a presentation later about something else. Normally I would speak about how the Swedish reactors are polluting more than the Russian reactors. But today I'm going to speak about a different subject, about, it sounds very nice, recycling nuclear waste.
In Studsvik.
In Studsvik.
So, glory to you, Per. You have prepared a new, very interesting subject. And the next person I would like to introduce is Chris Busby from England, from European Committee on Radiation Risk Committee. And the research Christopher Busby is doing is absolutely unbelievable. It's on global scale, science that we are so happy to represent here today.
Yes, I'll be talking later on about this. Two things. First of all, about the radioactive pollution of the Baltic Sea and the effect it's having on people's lives and their health. But I also want to talk a little bit, because people have asked me to, about the research that I recently did with some Arab people in Fallujah in Iraq. And these things are linked, because it's radioactivity in the Baltic Sea and it's radioactivity from the weapons that are being used in Iraq. And the effects in Iraq are astonishing. And nobody's actually gone to have a look, but we went and had a look earlier in the year and we found out what there was there. So these are scientific studies. So while other people talk, we go in there and we find things out. And then we publish it. So it's all over the internet, and I'll talk about it later on.
Thank you so much. And now we are probably done with our introduction. If nobody else wants to take the floor, you're welcome to take a word to Baltic Sea Tour. Thank you then. Then we could start our next chapter of the program, where Åke Sundström is invited to take the floor.
You should say he's a national economist.
Den där lampan jag slippa helst. Jag står här någonstans. Jag kan sitta här.
Men man kan stänga ner skärmen om det.
Kan vi stänga den där lampan kanske? Jag sitter här.
Det gör man större.
So, I'm going to speak in English.